Welcome to Fangirl Diaries. This is your fangirl host with the most, Danny. And let's get into today's entry. Lilia, isn't it such a beautiful day outside? The sun is shining. There's such a nice breeze. The trees are full. Sure. Springtime is almost here. Wouldn't it be fucking crazy if when we drop this as like a storm outside? Like a huge storm? I love when we pre-record shit so far in advance that we can say the stupid shit like this. Anyway, you know it would be really great to check the weather? Really great. A weatherman. A sexy weatherman.
A personal weatherman.
I'm gonna beat your ass for doing that. How dare you? Did that catch? I hope it did. How dare you? Apologize to the audience for that.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna hit you later.
I'm gonna do another language.
I'm trying to do it.
Lo siento.
Okay, Dora the Explorer, calm down. The way you said it, you sounded like Dora.
Miane. Is nice. Yeah, sorry, Korean.
Can you say it in Japanese? Because it's technically a Japanese BL.
No.
Not in Japanese?
Gomenasai.
You said that a little too rough.
That's how the lady said it on the thingy.
That's a Google Translate.
Gomenasai.
That's better.
Isn't that also... No. Wait, yes. That's the formal way of saying it.
Well, that's good. You should say it formally. How dare you?
The friendly way is... Isn't it como wayo or something like that?
Do I look like I would...
Now I gotta look it up for real.
Great. We're wasting our time. Anyway, we're doing My Personal Weatherman, if you couldn't tell by Lilia's horrible joke, in celebration of spring coming in the next week or so, depending when we drop this. Yay! This is actually one of my favorite, BLs ever. I think I've watched it so many times that I didn't even finish writing notes for it because of how many times I watched it. And the lead actor in it is my favorite. I love him. He's so cute.
I love how it gave me the translation for sorry in different formalities.
Jesus Christ. Anyway.
Kotonaru keishiki de moshi wa kearimasen.
How did we go from doing My Personal Weatherman to teaching our audience how to say I'm sorry in Japanese?
It's springtime!
I was going to make a theater joke, but I don't think I can. You gave me the perfect theater joke. Okay, I'm going to preface that this is a theater joke. But if anyone has seen The Producers, every time I hear the word springtime, I always think of the one song that goes, "It's springtime for Hitler and Germany." So in The Producers about these two guys. One of them's a producer. The other one wants to be a producer. I think it's like a office worker or something. And they decided to do this money laundering scheme where they put on the worst show ever to hit the Broadway stage, because if it fails and it closes, they can write it off as a tax write-off it. So they produce a show by this crazy playwright called Springtime for Hitler.
Oh my god.
It's really ridiculous. It's crazy. The movie stars Matthew Broderick and Nathan Lane. It's so good. Will Ferrell plays the guy who writes the play.
That sounds like a great movie.
Yeah, it's so good. When it was originally on Broadway, it held the record for most Tony Award wins, and I think Hamilton broke it. And mind you, this show came out 2003.
Oh wow.
I think 2003 or 2001. I can't remember. So this is one of those shows. They have never revived it yet, but Uma Thurman's also in it. She's in the movie, and then there's this one scene that I every time I'm on TikTok, this is the one of the few theater sounds that always trends. One of the Broadway producers has a partner, and when they go to the scene, he picks up the phone and he goes, "You're calling the house of the renowned producer, I can't remember the name is, on a Sunday, Tuesday morning here in New York City," or whatever it was. And then it turns out the person on the phone is someone who hit on the producer, and he goes, "Listen here, you harlot, you got him once. He was hot, he was heavy, never call here again." And he hangs up the phone. Oh, it's really funny. I have to show you the scene because I didn't do it right. But that's, every time I hear the word springtime, that's all I can think about because I'm a theater nut. Anyway, we're 5 minutes in and we haven't even talked about My Personal Weatherman. You know what's crazy is that usually talking about the show, I like to go off on a rant on how the cute one, they're both cute, but the small cutie patootie in them is a Power Ranger. Or what are they called?
Oh my god.
Oh my god, what is it?
Kamen Rider.
Kamen Rider.
That's what
That's it. We figured it out. Are you? It is Kamen Rider.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. It's not a Power Ranger.
So, hold on. Kamen Rider, but they're both Japanese live action. So it actually uses footage from Super Sentai, a separate Japanese series that airs alongside Kamen Rider in Japan. It's actually the source for Power Rangers Kamen Rider. So you know what's crazy is that they have very similar helmets. If you look at the outfits. So, well, it's not Power Rangers. I guess Super Sentai is the one that takes the footage from the show. That's crazy that it's two separate things. I thought it was the same thing for the longest time. Well, anyway, the one of the members of My Personal Weatherman, who's in a boy band, he plays like a pirate Kamen Rider. Like literally, there's a scene, I saved it, where he like twists his little... This is where it gets weird because they do like you know how in Power Rangers they transform with the devices? He does that, but it's like one he wands up and then he does a silly dance. It's like a tambourine. It's so stupid, but I love it because he's so silly. Are you looking him up? That's from the 70s. How old is this fucking... Oh, this... Wait, go scroll up. 1971. The fact that Power Rangers didn't take from this is wild. They had to take some inspiration. A lot of these boys also do BL now. It's like not even funny. Well, it is funny. They're all gay. You know who is a Kamen Rider? Our boy from Punk's Triangle.
Him too?
Yeah, he is one. He did it recently, I think. A lot of them do it. He's also in BL. Your sister sent me a video of him this week. He was in a show called Our Dining Table.
What's his name?
Oh, don't do this to me.
No, the actor. Atsuki.
Atsuki. How much you want to bet he's not a Kamen Rider and he's actually a Super Sentai and we just like fucked it up? Look at images.
What's his name?
I just told you what his name was. Yes.
I'm gonna write Power Ranger and just see what happens.
This is so much fun. Do you know what's so funny is that he's also in the did you know there's a stage production of Spirited Away?
No.
So there's a stage production of Spirited Away and he plays the dragon character. What's his name? His character in Spirited Away was Haku. He's a Kamen Rider because he would have popped up. Just look up Kamen Rider and then his name. There he is. No, wait, I can't see. That's not him. It's the one at the very. It's the next one and the one at the end. Yeah, that's my boy.
The transformation.
It's so silly. So I'm gonna edit the synopsis and use the name that I want to use. So popular handsome man and weathercaster Mazuki is actually a tyrant at home. Yo, an ero-manga artist in a tight spot, knows this very well. This is because the two of them are living together. More than that, it's because he cooks and cleans for him. To no surprise, in exchange for being provided food, he must obey everything that he says. What comes from such a contract is... That's the synopsis. ... That's it. That's the synopsis. It made no sense. It's funny because I was looking up stuff from the show the other day and Google had a better synopsis. It was kind of similar, but it wasn't as like poorly translated. So it's crazy. So I want to point out, this is like my favorite like BL. I've watched this one so many times. There is no English translation of the actual manga, and I wish there was. But I am definitely going to look it up when I go to Japan next time. I'm sure it's filthy. Let me tell you, I have to assume it is. Because so I will say this. This is one of those shows where like I'll give Japan credit because we had this conversation when we did Punk's Triangle, right? And I think we also had this conversation when we did 10 Things to Do Before I Turned 40. They a lot of times don't do sex scenes. I know they do them sometimes in the movies. Not so much in this. Not even in the movies, because even My Beautiful Man, it's very subtle. It's kind of just like, it's hinted after it's done. The scenes in this, when it's essentially the sex scenes, the tension is like really high. I have to assume that manga is like filthy. And I'm here for it. I'm really here for it. Especially with our Kamen Rider. He's got to be such a writer. I know that was bad. Cut that. I don't know. So I really love this show. I think it's like one of those BLs that I kind of consider kind of perfect, even though I feel like it's very open-ended and I wish there was a second season. And I know the actors have talked about wanting to do a second season, even though there's no continuation of the manga, but when has that ever stopped anybody? So I'm going to start off the first episode. I'm not going to go through all the episodes, but the one thing about the first episode that drove me nuts. So I'm assuming they promoted this show with both actors. You saw their faces and everything. Talk about how for the first few minutes, they don't show Mazuki the Weatherman's face at all. They allude to him being this like mysterious character. And then right before he's supposed to appear on screen, they cut to the theme song with him in it, showing his face and everything. So I'm like, why are we hiding this man's face? That makes no sense whatsoever, but okay. It's very much one of those shows where, like, if the two main characters could just, like, sit down and have a conversation, the world would be a better place. We wouldn't have so much trouble. Because poor Yo, he is struggling. He kind of you could kind of relate to him when you're kind of a college student, down in your luck. You're trying to have this specific career. It's not going your way. And he's in, like, a weird situation where, like, he's moved in with this guy that he's kind of really admired. And he's kind of playing housewife. But it's because his manga career isn't booming as it should. He feels like all he can do is be a housewife, and he's kind of alone in it. He kind of doesn't feel like Mazuki really listens to him or likes him, even though it's like very clear he likes him and cares for him. We find out in the first episode that like he had asked him to move in with him, saying like you can continue your manga career, you can continue doing your drawings, making your comics. Move in with me. I already have a job lined up as a weatherman. I'm going to make a steady income. You just have to cook and clean for me. Just do what I say. I feel like the only reason he said that was because he knew that if he just said, you could just live with me with no problem, he wouldn't have gone for it. He so would have been like, I need to contribute something. So it's like his way of contributing. But it does get tense because it's like he has like, it seems like he's, and I feel like Japan, when it comes to their workforce, this is where it's hard because they don't really take mental health very seriously. It's very clear he's very depressed. He doesn't really have many friends. He has one friend who's this girl who I adore her. I feel like she's my spirit character. I relate to her so much. She's like, they both, she fangirls. She is like a full-on fangirl for our lovely weatherman. She has a picket with his face on it. And I'm like, I need to make that. And she made a standee with him on it. I think it's crazy. But he has this one friend, a boyfriend who's kind of possessive, who he doesn't think of as a boyfriend, and a career that's not going where he thinks it's going to go. He gets calls from his publisher that the magazine isn't selling well. You know, he wants to write erotic. I don't know why he wants to write erotic manga. It's never really clear, but like he's a saucy boy for someone who's like very innocent looking. He doesn't really understand his emotions and how he's supposed to feel in this relationship because he talks about how he feels like he's being just used and stuff, and that he's kind of just there to be a body to like, he even says it to him like, you don't even really like me, you just want to like, and he was like, you just like to use me or whatever. But it's kind of not funny. I guess it's kind of crazy because himself has developed, like, it's very clear that he doesn't believe that because he himself likes the relationship, likes being around him, likes having sex, because he has this, he gets like turned on anytime he hears that it's going to be like a sunny day, because for those who don't know, if you've never seen the show, they only have sex when the next day is going to be sunny, so that way when he does the laundry, it's easier to like dry out the sheets because apparently they get really sweaty. We love to hear it. We love to hear it. And it's like, there's no indication. I will say my few gripes is that we don't have really an indication how long it's been since they graduated college. You know, they clearly been living together for a while. We don't know if it's been years or a while, but they clearly have set a routine. You know, he works from home for a while, then he cooks breakfast, dinner. He does laundry. He cleans the house every day. He doesn't go out as much unless it's really sunny because we don't see many scenes of him going out. I would love to be able to read the book and like see if there are more scenes of him going out because maybe it's like a budget thing. But the most we see him go is like to a cafe to go hang out with his friends so they can work on their mangas together. And then it doesn't have that he's a boyfriend who's like really jealous, because like homeboy is literally the definition of his boyfriend, of Yo saying to him, you're the most jealous man I know. You know other men? Like, that's literally that. But he gets jealous of the idea of Yo with other women. And it's like, my guy, he don't like women like that. You know why, though? I was just thinking about this. You know probably why he gets jealous of the idea with Yo with other women is because he likes drawing straight manga. Like, so his friend at one point, because they're erotic manga writers, right? They both are. She very much is a fujoshi, which I love her for it. And she says to him, I don't know why you won't just draw like BL or something because it's more popular. And he says it's because I like drawing boobs. He literally said, I kid you not, Lilia. He goes, I really like drawing boobs. In the background is a little anime girl with the boobs. And I'm just like, dude, I think that's why he gets jealous, because he knows homeboy likes to draw them titties. And he's like, what if he means a girl with good titties? It's also crazy because their relationship is very much like to his comfort level. They each have their own rooms. They each have, because in his workspace he has a bed, so I assume he has that there because like if he ever gets tired he could sleep there. But it's very much like if they communicated, I'm pretty sure Masuki would have Yo in his room every night, not to do anything but like to like sleep in, because when he gets sick and gets depressed because he gets fired, like they stop publishing his work, he kind of gets himself sick. Actually, there's a day when they're in a ring because they forgot the wash as well. He basically pulls him into the room. I guess before I go through more aspects, I do want to talk with the relationship of him and his female friend. I suck still at pronouncing Japanese names, guys, so I'm not even going to bother trying. But I think what I love about this relationship is that, so we have no indication of how long these two have been together, him and Yo. She, I think it's Manju is how you pronounce her name. I'm sorry if I said that wrong. They're always talking on the phone together. They're always kind of drawing together. So when it starts, the reason why their relationship is kind of close is that they both she more so than him, fanboy over Masuki, because I want to say this must have been an early instance of their relationship. There's a flashback to when they're chatting and she goes, well, what do you know, I really can't concentrate. I need like noise in the background, because you know how sometimes you just need something to distract you while you're working to make you focus better. And she basically asks him what he does. And he states that he watches a weather channel. And it happens to be the weather channel where his boyfriend is on. And she immediately infatuates because she's like, oh my God, this beautiful, handsome man, right? And I love how she's kind of supported, because she's very clearly like, you know, you fanboy over him. Like, you must like him. You watch him more than I do type deal, right? So she knows he's got a boyfriend, because when they meet at the cafe, Masuki have like walked away and she tries to see him because Yo is nervous that like, oh, if she finds out that I'm dating him, she's never going to be my friend again, or it's going to be a thing because of how other fangirls, like he's worried. On a day where he's supposed to have off, where Masuki's like, you're going to stay home because if I'm staying home, you're staying home. They had been hanging out all weekend and he was going to meet up with her to like work on their manga. She goes to visit their house to check on him because he says she's sick or he's sick. Masuki opens the fucking door and she's shocked. But you know what? She's supportive. She's like not angry. She's not mad. She's like, I get it. I love it. Because you know what? Also, she's married, so she's not like, but she's also not like one of those crazy married ones where like, you can't have my husband, my dream husband, just because blah, 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 blah. She's very much supportive. He gets really drunk when he comes over because he gets kind of jealous. He essentially gets jealous whenever Masuki also interacts with girls, which again is weird that they just like don't seem to get that they're kind of into each other. I can't state if they're like bisexual. I don't want to say if they're gay because we don't really know if they're gay or if they're bisexual. They're just really into each other. Because clearly there's some underlining thing about them each being into the other one thinking the other one's into girls. You know what I mean? There's something there. So he gets really jealous, but it's really sweet to see her kind of assure Masuki that like, I'm not here to take your boyfriend. We're really good friends type deal. Like, seeing you two together warms my heart type thing. We love a loving friendship, a supportive friendship. And it's really cute because when he loses his publishing deal, like when the manga falls through, she says to him, I'm writing a manga about you two. I want you to work on it with me. He's a little hesitant because it's about them. But the fact that she's like, I want you to work on this with me because I think it'll be a big hit. Very much being like, I don't want you to give up on your dreams. Work on this with me. Find your passion again. We love that. It's kind of like you and me. So I think that's my favorite part about this because it's such a short aspect of it, but their friendship is it's one of my favorite parts of this whole series. I love watching them together. As for their relationship, I wish we had more indication of their early on relationship and kind of seeing how it developed to like a sour note before we end up like on a high note or somewhat high note, because we do get a flashback of them getting in college, right? And Yo is instantly like obsessed with him. He gets a notebook to draw him. He loves drawing him because he's got like this bone structure, and Masuki kind of catches it. And then Masuki is kind of like in the popular crowd. Masuki approaches Yo, and then they start chatting because it's very clear he doesn't like being around his friends. And there's one instance where Masuki gets sick. So he kind of pulls Masuki away from his friends because his friends were kind of being annoying, and they're kind of walking along a path. And you kind of see the early signs of him wanting to be a mother man, because he talks about how like in the sky when you see like a line of a cloud, that's how you know it's going to rain because of precipitation or whatever weather logic wording is. He takes care of Masuki. Yo like makes this curry, and it's like very cute how they're each developing like this infatuation with each other. And you kind of wonder, like, what the hell happened to them once they get into this, like, little married life they kind of develop, right? Like, you go from Yo taking care of Masuki, making this terrible curry, to the point where Masuki's like, never make this for anybody else. And he doesn't. He only makes it for Masuki, and he eats it consistently. He makes curry for him all the time. He's always asking for curry. And then he gets to, like, this really sour note of, like, why are they not getting along anymore? What happened? And it has to be a lot of just Yo's I don't want to say failure, but his unaccomplishments with this manga that he's writing. And that's what's really sad. But it's like so sad because I really would love to have seen more of them together before the sadness happened. Because they're obsessed with each other. I'm telling you, Lilia. Homeboy gets a new coworker who's like a new weather girl. Lilia, she got boobies. She showed him off. Like, literally, I feel bad for him. He's, like, about to start working on, like, a new manga. He puts on the Weather Channel, and then he's like, hold up. He literally, like, zooms in to look in. Because homegirl is, like standing, like, straight up. Like, her... I put in my notes, I was like, she's being all showy. And she starts fritzing with him on camera. And he's very much, like... like, smiley, like... very clearly being, like... I'm not into this, but I have to be next because this is my new coworker. He's like, it's very clear because we get small instances of him at the Weather Channel, wherever they are, which, by the way, it's streaming online. I think it's like an online Weather Channel, which I think is like genius. I got a few YouTube video recommendations of Weather Channels this weekend because of what's going on at the time of recording this. I'm not going to make it specific. But there's a scene, I hate this girl. She done nothing wrong, but she tried to be too flirty because clearly they don't know he's in a relationship. But homegirl's like sitting there with the other ones. His coworker's like, you should come out with us. We're going to celebrate, her first week working here. He's like, no, I'm not going to. And she's like, you're going to go home early? Bitch, back the fuck up. He's got a man. He's got a wifey at home waiting for him. We don't know you like that. We don't know you like that. I felt really bad being salty. Like, this girl did nothing. That's what I think is like the sad part about the show is that there isn't... I wish it could expend more on things like that. Like, if we got a season 2, even though there's no sequel to the book, it would have been great if, like, she would have played more of a villain character. Not that we should be making women like this villains in all of our shows, but I feel like it would have worked for her jealousy. Like, maybe not like an outright villain, but like a villain in Yo's eyes. That would have been great because she kind of already is. To the point where talking about friendship, Manju, when Homegirl starts working at the Weather Channel, the first thing she says, what is with this girl? Showing herself off like that? Like, what happens to dignity on her channels? Like, mind you, she's drawing like 2 people like fucking. But she's a supportive friend, even before she knew they were together, okay? And we love that. Claps, snaps, all of that jazz. But yeah, I will say, if you're looking to watch like a very simple BL that's got a little bit of spiciness, this is like the show. It's just the actors, their chemistry is so good. They're such good actors. I could watch this one over and over and over again. I've watched it so many times where like I feel like I didn't have to write too many notes because I knew a lot. I just don't have, like, I'm not going to go beat for beat because that would be crazy. I kind of want everyone to watch this, but it's so good. I just love how simple it is. I love how we don't really go out much. As much as I would love more for what we got, I love what we got. Oh, I will talk about this one scene. Lilia's gonna when I talk about it. There's a scene in the second or third episode where Yo gets really angry at Muskie for smiling at the new weather girl. And he kind of says, you never smile at me like that. So he gets really fucking drunk. Homeboy, apparently he hears somewhere that the best erotic manga writers draw and write better when they themselves while writing. If you know what I mean. Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean, Lilia. So Mazuki walks in on him completely drunk. And this is one of those things where I was like, you need to communicate more because the scene is not going where you think it's going. He gets turned on at the idea of him being not out of it, but doing that. And he even says it, I'm all riled up here and you're doing this. And then realizes he's really drunk because he gets pushed away. And Yo kind of yells at him and says, this always makes me laugh when I hear him say, because let me tell you, so I'm not going to go through names, but Mashiko Asuke plays Yo. If I'm saying the name wrong, I'm really sorry. If you know him, he's in a co-ed group called, is it Genetic? Is that what we said it was called? Genetic. He recently did, not recently, actually, no, he's in Korea right now. He did Spirited Away. He played Haku in Spirited Away. And he did it in Japan. I think he did it in London, because I think they did a few days in London. And he's doing it right now in South Korea, I believe. And then he's done a couple of shows here and there. He was in a show recently that was kind of very polyamorous, which I really want to watch. And then another one where it's about a girl. I'm not kidding you, Lilia. We need to watch this show together. It's this other show he does, something My Prince, where this girl, complete fan fiction type story. Her mom marries the dad of her favorite boy group, and suddenly the boy group becomes her stepbrothers, and one of them is in love with her. He doesn't play that character. He plays a member of a different boy group who she happens to know all of them since childhood, who are also in love with her.
The ultimate YN.
I know. But it's so cute. He's my favorite. I love him so much. I've fallen for him so deeply. I'm really mad because when I was in Japan, I had watched the show by that point, didn't put two and two together that I should have looked up these actors and bought more J-pop. I wish I would have gotten hands on an album or something. It's my biggest regret. I'm hoping the next time I go, I can get my hands on something, or if I can go to I would like to find an album. I don't know where. I don't know. Maybe on eBay. But I don't want to pay extraordinary prices. But I wish I had gotten something of theirs. But anyway, he's got this really soft voice. In the show and out of the show, his voice is very soft, right? So he says to Masuki, I never fails to make me laugh. He goes, I'm going to be the greatest erotic manga writer ever. And people are going to off on my stuff all the time. And I'm going to make millions of dollars. I was like, he's got ambitions. They're crazy ambitions for someone who looks so innocent. But that scene always makes me laugh. And then it leads into, and this is one of the scenes where I'm like, communication is key, everyone. Learn to communicate in your relationships. Because, and this is all episode 1. I love that majority of my talk has been episode 1. Because a lot, or episode 2, because a lot happens in it. They had done a lot of flashbacks and during a specific time they had done it. I think it was, they explained one of the first times they had done it together. Because again, when they talk about, when you watch the episode of their school flashbacks, it never is established that they officially start dating, but they're clearly together. So Mazuki, Yo asks him, he goes, why is it we only do it before a sunny day? And he said, because you decided. The face he makes, he's like, huh? And it's because apparently after they did it, he doesn't remember this because of course homeboy blacked out after getting his sunny day, if you know what I mean. He basically turns on the sheets and he goes, how are we going to dry the sheets? And then he says to him, we're only going to do it before a sunny day. His response to that, I'm telling you, Lilia, in the softest voice, he goes, well, we could solve that problem by buying a dryer. For an innocent looking boy, he's very saucy. There's a reason why homeboy writes erotic manga. The other crazy thing is how this dude proposes, because Moscow is like, what are you talking about moving away? We're married. We're basically married. I proposed to you. And he's like, what do you mean proposed? He's like, huh? Because apparently his proposal was them on the last day of school, him being like, come live with me, cook for me, clean for me, like live with me. That's not a proposal, my guy. That's a nasty. But again, I keep saying he's a housewife. That was basically his way of proposing. That's not how you do that. I get it that in Japan, same-sex marriage isn't a thing. But you know what you could also say? Be mine. Be with me for the rest of my life type thing. Something like that. Not just come live with me, cook, I'll provide. Because clearly that's not the end all. Men are weird. Even men in those types of relationships are weird. Ugh. But I love their relationship so much. It's so toxic, but so cute. I love it. Literally, do you want to know how toxic this man is? We fast forward to a couple episodes, and Yo and him are fighting. Really, Yo is fighting with him because Matsuki is like, you don't... Basically, after he gets fired from his publisher, right? He's kind of downward spiral sad. He gets really depressed to the point where he doesn't move from the washing machine for a couple hours. That's where Matsuki finds him. And he says, you don't need to keep writing your manga. It doesn't matter. You don't have to do that. Basically being like, your dreams don't matter. But that's not really what he meant. It kind of was like, you're fine. You know, you still have a roof over your head. I'm going to provide for you. You can take a break type thing. But that's not what he said, you know? Which again, communication is key. So Yo gets really angry and decides to do the manga with Manju, you know, do this manga about them in secret. Doesn't tell him. And one day just walks out of the house, goes, I'm going out to meet with my friend. And Matsuki goes, that girl? Dude, you met her. Relax. He's a jealous boy. You know what he does though? He throws but basically it's an Apple tag into Homeboy's bag when he's not looking and starts following him. But you know what's really weird about this AirTag thing? It really gets to like follows him very precisely because like not only does an arrow moves around where he's at, but it kind of shows him in the building what floor they're on. Because he somehow finds the correct floor. And I'm like, how? What is this device? This is kind of dangerous. And he catches, it's funny because Yo is kind of having a good time with his friend. They're having a good time establishing everything. And Manju's husband is there helping them. And they're chatting, they're laughing because he's a famous manga writer. Like apparently his series is doing really, really well. It's about to be turned into a movie. So they start chatting, laughing. And he obviously writes different from what they write. Because they're erotic manga writers, and they start talking about like, oh, how is it that you like establish like poses for certain like scenes, like you know the scenes where they do like the push back against the wall like that, and they start doing it, and then in that moment, I love Manju opens the door and there's Masuko and she's like frozen, and she goes like as soon as it clicks that he's there when she like gets out of it, and he sees them together, her husband and Yo, but he thinks that the husband is like some type of like publisher writer that's just there, who's got his arms around him, and he takes him home, and of course he gets punished. Or he was like, shut up. This is what you get for doing a show like this with me. But yeah, it's very silly. Again, I keep repeating this. It's a very simple BL. I think you would like it. I think you would enjoy it. Even though it's got some like, it alludes to certain things, and it's not like a sex scene like I showed Lilia earlier today, Kim Porsche, the TV version. Homegirl got nervous because I told her that there are butts in it. There's no butts in this one. The most you see them is like kiss, and it gets saucy, but it skips out all that. You hear like maybe a moan or two, but it's nothing like crazy. You have access to my Viki. It's on Viki. After your mom finishes Goblin for like the millionth time, you can watch it. Shout out to Lilia's mom. Woo! So, do you want to add anything? Are you going to watch this?
Maybe, I don't know.
No, she's not.
Oh.
I know you're not. Okay. I definitely love how...
Watch Kamen Rider?
We are going to watch Kamen Rider. Yeah, we are. We should join his fan club if he has one. I think he released a photo book this year. We should get it. I should get it. I want it. Oh my god. You know what it is? When it comes to my crushes, like my Japanese crushes, it's him and Yuta. Him and Yuta kind of always battle for like the top spot. Because they're both just so pretty. And they're both very different. Like he's very soft and sweet, and then Yuta's like my rock star crush. Very opposite ends. I think Mazuki released a single for like Senryo last year with I said Mazuki. Atsuki, sorry. Released a single for Senryo with Kuromi. I have to look it up. because there was like an anniversary thing. I think Kuromi's anniversary was last year. It was really cute. He's so adorable. He's just so like baby face. What's crazy is that he like in this show, when you look at him, he is very innocent baby face, right? Like if you looked him up, right? But we just saw him in Kamen Rider. He still does that like cool boy look and all of that. He is like, he can do a lot. I love it. I love both of them. I know I haven't given a lot of credit to oh my god. I closed my notes. For Kohi, I'm sorry if I pronounced his name wrong. I haven't seen him in a lot of things. I've gotten more into like Atsuki's like group and everything, and I've watched more clips. But everyone in the show is like fantastic. Even the ones with the really smallest roles are just fantastic at what they do. So I think that's kind of everything. I don't want to go too detailed into episodes. I know I do that for some shows. This was just one of those ones where like I've seen it so many times I kind of just want to just talk about it. Whereas other shows I've kind of like finished recently and just feel like there are certain points I want to make. This is one I recommend to like everybody. It's really great, very simple. It is very popular. I feel like I don't have to recommend it because it's always on. Anytime I've seen lists of like top Japanese BLs, it does make it on there. Or if I see videos of people talking about Japanese BLs, this one is like, this and like My Beautiful Man always make the list. I always see it. Or I'll see like one or the other. And it's funny because I think the actors for My Beautiful Man are also Kamen Riders, at least one of them. And one of them's in a boy group. It's one or the other. It's always one or the other. They're either a Kamen Rider or they're a boy band member or a group member. Because he's in a co-ed group. I keep forgetting that. So the last thing I'll ask is, or at least the one thing I definitely want to figure out one day. It rains a lot in Japan. It always rains on the show. Like this in this show, it makes it seem like it rains 24/7 in Japan. I want to know how true that is. I mean, maybe in springtime. I'm very curious. Yeah, it rains a lot. Like, is that... Because I went to Japan for a week. I don't think it rained that much. It was cold, though. That's the one mystery. Are you going to Google it? Why does it rain? We're Googling a lot of things right now.
This is a learning episode.
It really is. We should watch the Weather Channel more. If only there were a hot weatherman on there. What does it say? Yes, Japan gets a lot of rain, especially during its June-July raining season. That might be when actually, this might be when the show is sad, because I didn't mention there is an episode where they go on a date, and it's really sunny, and they're wearing summer clothing. Although Yo is wearing kind of a long sleeve, but I think that's kind of just a style. They go on one of those, like, gondola, like, sky air things that always freaked me out when I went on it. And it's really cute because they try on food. It's one of those episodes where in the relationship, not me rambling now again about the show once I said I was done, where you think the relationship is going to go in a good place and then it doesn't because they then get into that fight that I mentioned earlier. I will say when it ends, it very much gives this dramatic like ending of like they're going to be fine. They're going to always have these moments like this, but they're going to be fine. But I guess it's good to know that we have like a possible, what is it, time frame for it. We did it. We solved a mystery.
Do you know what region in Japan the show took place?
I feel like this had to have been Tokyo. I mean, I could hit... did you know that on your iPhone... Oh, you don't have an iPhone. But did you know that on iPhones, you can put it so that certain apps, if you don't want people to, like, know what you're doing, you can do a face lock on it. So they do Face ID. Because I did it for all my apps where my BL is on. I did. I feel like a majority has to be Tokyo. Or Kyoto or something.
It says that Hokkaido and Yakushima are the wettest.
Hold on, because you know what? They say it in the first episode. So, there's no answer. So I went back to episode 1 for a second ago, and towards the end of the first episode, he listens to the Weather Channel, and all he says is there's going to be heavy rain in West Japan and mild rain in East Japan. No specific location. I'm assuming to keep it kind of open. Are you looking up I would say West Japan would be it because they experience heavy rain in the show. What's West Japan? Google. What does it say?
Hokkaido's in the north.
And
Yakushima.
You can look at where's Yakushima. Wow, we're really learning things today about Japan.
Southern West, what the hell? It's not supposed to rain in either of them. So he's the weather, and in the two not
It,
rainy
it just says West Japan and East Japan. It's very vague.
Fire him.
No, he's hot.
Not doing the weather properly.
But he's hot. They say that, by the way, in the show, his coworkers. Because when the new weather girl's like, oh, you're not staying? And he's like, I have to go home. The male coworker is like, oh, he probably has someone at home. They go, oh, that's going to really hurt the feelings of all of our female watchers. He's hot. Are you still Googling it? This is like a debate for you, isn't it? Did you look at, what does it say?
I'm very committed to continuity errors.
Okay, well, there's a lot of them in this show. What's it say where it's filmed?
Yokohama, Kanagawa, and Yamashita Park.
The fuck is that? We're looking where Yokohama is. That's how you spell Yokohama. Does it rain? Yokohama rain. If it says East Japan.
South of Tokyo.
The fuck? Is it in East Japan or West Japan? Someone online is going to be like, these two are idiots. West.
Southwest.
Southwest. So west. Okay, so they said mild rain. But still rain. Does it rain a lot? What does it say?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So where is it? What is it? Yokohama? Was it? Yokohama. You satisfied?
We figured that out. Yes. That was important.
You scare me. Should I give my rating now? Say this is over with? Or do you want to Google some more things?
No.
Okay. I think we're done with this for now. What a strange episode we've done. I want to point out we spent 15 minutes fangirling over this dude in what is essentially a Power Ranger outfit.
More of a pirate, but sure.
Whatever.
Pirate Power Ranger.
Not really being sad. Anyway. So this is future me. Okay, should we say future me? So this is going to be a little section on the manga that I somehow got my hands on. So here we go. So I did get my hands on the actual manga. Can I read it? No. Why? Because it's all in Japanese. But let me tell you, Lilia, this thing is filthy. This show is innocent. This thing is like, I can't even show you because you'll probably get scared. There's a lot of booty in here. All right, so I just want to give kind of like a quick run through of like some of the differences I noticed from the manga in terms of what I could. By the way, can you guys hear that? Lilia hates the sound, but I love it. From what I could understand, considering it's all in Japanese, I kind of just had to play Pictionary here and just kind of go word for word. There's definitely more explicit sex scenes, I will say. 100% more, like crazy more. The one scene that we talked about where he was like, all the best porn artists masturbate when they're doing porn, and like it just has him with like his shorts are on his ankles, but you don't really see anything. In the actual manga, he's using a toy. Lilia's like, what? Like, look. I want to point out, I've never seen one of these like in person because I don't look this stuff up online, but I've always been curious how this works. A+ drawing, because now I kind of understand. It's kind of wild, like this one right here. If you're a fan of My Personal Weatherman, you should definitely go pick up the manga. If you're near Kinikuni, they definitely have it. You kind of have to look for it. So, it's not hard to find. Wasn't expensive either, surprisingly. I thought it was going to be a lot more money. Let's see. I will say the other crazy thing is that, you know what's funny? I don't remember what the friend's name is. So we will admit this section right here, I'm just going to say, we are recording separately from our initial recording because I did acquire the book a little bit after we had recorded. So if I forget certain names besides our two leads, that's probably why. But his female friend, she's less so in the manga. And the whole plot line of them getting together and like writing a BL novel, from what I can see here, is like non-existent. That's definitely something they added in the plot because clearly they needed plot. I think this like ends is the scene where she comes to visit him when he claims he's sick and he gets like really drunk and jealous, and then it kind of goes through an explanation of how they got together in college. And then it just kind of skips over back to present day. They're just sleeping together again, like sharing a bed. He hasn't been fired as far as I'm aware. And they're communicating a little bit more. And that's it from what I can see. But it's not as like in depth. So I'll give the show like credit for that. It does add a lot more to the plot, in my opinion. It makes it better, makes it more entertaining. But it is funny to kind of see how more explicit some of these scenes that like seem so innocent in the show were. That I'm just like, yo, okay. I really wish I could read. This is like another reason why I want to learn how to read in Japanese, because I feel like he's a lot more toxic in the book than he is on the show. So, but it's nicely drawn too. My one to stipulate is that from my memory, I don't think the photo they use for their cover of their magazine is of the like manga version of them, and I kind of wish they had used it. Like, I know it's supposed to be a draft, but I think it would have been better. But yeah, I kind of just wanted to add that little snippet because I just thought it was interesting how, a lot of people asked for a season 2. If we were to get a season 2, I'm telling you, they would have to write a whole original story because there's nothing here that they can use for a season 2. Like, season 1 barely, like, you know what else isn't in here? The big booby lady. His new co-host that had like the boobs that they keep mentioning, she's not in this at all. She's like an added villain. Like, I'm telling you, they really added a lot to this that, because they were like, we can't record a lot of these explicit scenes. So, yeah, I just kind of wanted to mention that. I thought that was kind of interesting. It's kind of surprising. I kind of wish we would have done this for 10 Things to Do Before I Turned 40 because we had that book. And then I know we have like Kin Porsche and I don't know what other show. We did season 1 of My Personal Weatherman, but I didn't really have many of the books, but I thought that was interesting to kind of point out the differences, especially because it's a one-shot, like, novel. They really should translate this into English. All right. That's kind of all I had to add. My rating for My Personal Weatherman, I will say, because I'm biased when it comes to this one. It's weird because we've done shows that I really love, and I've given them more harsher ratings, but I have to give this one a 10 out of 10. I think is this my first 10 out of 10? Maybe. And this is why, everybody, you should always make notes. We never put our ratings there.
Yeah, for now.
Right? Because we've never checked off any of the other shows. Cool. So this is my first 10 out of 10. Wah, wah, wah. What's funny is that we didn't check the non-BL stuff.
It still says rating PG.
So good. Rating PG is a good one. That's a good rating. 10 out of 10. Lilia, what is our song of the week? Say it in the mic. Your turn.
Song of the week.
Do you want me to do it?
No.
Okay.
Too bad. You gave me this is the most I've ever spoken, by the way.
I know. It's insane. And this episode is like...
It's a random one for me to speak. It's because I'm a spring baby. We're both spring babies. Well, you're a summer baby.
No, I'm a spring cat.
Are you not? You were totally not.
That's still spring.
Okay, fine.
Oh my god, look at these cookies for heated rivalry.
Ew.
Booty. Anyway, what's the song of the week, Lilia? Before we get more distracted.
Haru Urara.
Bye.
Jenik.
Yay, Lilia. Woo. What album is it from? Oh, it's so funny. It's from the album Ever Yours, or it's featured on the album Ever Yours. It's one of my favorite songs from them. It's so good. Everyone listen to it. We had to shout out his group.
For anyone wondering, that meant glorious spring.
Ever Yours means glorious spring?
No, the Japanese name, Haru Urara.
Okay, I was like, what the fuck do you mean?
Yeah, it says it there. I didn't know it was there.
This is the album I want to get. Do you have
It
any?
looks like IU's album.
It's funny
Yoongi.
because Ever You, this is the cover. It's just them on it.
Oh.
It's a single. Shut the fuck up. When did it come out? Oh, April 5th, 2021.
Aw.
4 days before Yoongi's birthday.
Yoongi's birthday's in March.
Oh, that's right. He's a March baby. Cut that out. Cut that out, please.
Arby's, wee.
No! My army card revoked! It's because I mentioned NCT earlier.
He's your baby, too.
At least I'm not split between two men.
Stop.
Uh-huh.
What are you talking about?
Uh-huh. RM, J-Hope. At least I got one. I'm committed to one. Anyway, guys, I hope you have a wonderful spring wherever you are. If you're in a place where there is spring, I hope it's a lovely time, lovely weather. Go out, have fun. And we'll see you in the next one. Ciao. All right, guys, that's it for this entry. Make sure to follow us on all of our social media accounts. On Twitter, you can find us at FG Diaries Pod. On Tumblr, TikTok, and Instagram, you'll find us at FG Diaries Podcast. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and hope you all have a wonderful fangirly day.